I watched the documentary and it was just mind blowing. So aging gracefully means to me is having, like you said, Simona, is being active, being happy within yourself, right? So one of the common threads that they talked about is that these people had a sense of community. They were active, not necessarily going to the gym, but they were active in their own daily routines. And a lot of them drank alcohol. So that was part of the social, and they were like revered as like the older, like the wise people, you know?
Welcome to the Mind Our Business podcast, where we dive into life's challenges and triumphs while exploring the world of entrepreneurship. Here, you're going to get real talk about real life and real business. And on this heartfelt episode, we are talking about the truths, the myths, and the magic of aging.
Yes.
And aging with grace is what we're talking about today. So from societal views on beauty and ageism to self-care rituals, body image, and cosmetic procedures, we're holding nothing back today. Okay. We're also going to explore how aging impacts confidence and business opportunities as well. So I'm really excited to get into this particular episode. But before we begin, let's introduce ourselves so everybody knows who we are. Queen Gigi.
Hey everyone, I'm Gigi Garcia, founder and director of Vibe Together and Move Space Collective.
And I'm Carla Shahid, the realtor and certified real estate planner, where I help people build, protect, and transfer wealth through real estate.
I'm Tamika, your favorite certified recreation therapist and inclusion specialist, owner of More Recreation Therapy and Consulting Incorporated, advocating for those with disabilities as well as our senior population.
And I'm Simona, a fashion stylist and personal shopper, vintage curator, curating looks with you in mind.
And I'm the founder of Dr. Carmen Empowers, where we believe that breaking the silence around some of our most human conditions like stress, the menstrual cycle, and identity helps people to step fully into their power. Through coaching, lectures, and academic workshops, we help people break stigma, rewrite unhealthy narratives, and feel seen, celebrated, and confident in their truth. So before we begin, y'all all out there see that we are looking fabulous today. So the amazing Simona is just going to tell you a little bit about today's wardrobe theme.
Well, today we give an ode to the great aging gracefully. You know, back in the day, we'd go to our grandmother's house or aunties, and they just had a muumuus, caftans, beautiful embroidered stuff, effortlessly chic, caftans, muumuus, sequins. That's when women took, pride in detail, and you would see the sequins, you'd see the feathers, you'd see the details. So you guys all look very fabulous, and Southern Belle like Carmen. You'd see the long dresses, and so this is just an ode today to fashion and aging gracefully, as our mothers did and grandmothers did.
Right.
So thank you for pulling us together, Simona.
Yes, girl.
So we're going to start this discussion off with a quote, and this is from Sophia Loren. Y'all remember Sophia Loren?
Yes.
So the quote says, "There is a fountain of youth. It's in your mind. It's in your talents, the creativity you bring to your life, and the lives of people you love. When you learn to tap this source, you will truly have defeated age."
Yes.
What does that mean to you guys?
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Hey,
I think it's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
It's definitely a mindset. You are young as you feel.
That's
and
right.
Energetic. So definitely a mindset. And I truly could connect with Sophia and believe, agree with the statement. Because yes, it's a mindset. You can be a certain age, but you are so youthful in spirit and energy and attitude. So mindset, definitely.
Feeling good from within.
Yes.
And bringing that out.
Yes.
Say focusing on just taking care of yourself, eating right, exercising, just take care of that inner self, and that outer glow will naturally happen.
I think it's about embracing your childhood bliss still, and regardless of how old you are. Like, you still want to watch cartoons, and you still want to play, or you want to play video games, or laugh. Laughing every day is very
Yes,
useful as a
laughter.
youthful feeling. So, I think that's definitely what I get from that quote.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely mindset. And if you feel good inside, then the outer part is going to come.
That's
so
right.
people are searching for that fountain of youth. And like she said, it's within, it's how you feel.
And I get the theme of really living your life with purpose. You know, she talks about how the fountain of youth is in your talents.
Yeah.
It's in your creativity that you bring to your own life and the life of other people. So I see that as well. So as we're talking about aging with grace, how does society define getting old or aging?
So I am a adjunct professor, and the course that I actually teach is Introductory to Gerontology. And one of the assignments that I provide for my students is what does age mean? Okay. And so what we're hearing from that is old. You're hearing get rid of everything negative. You know, society is painting a picture of it's time to throw it away. It's not worth anything. It's silly. It's dumb. Even to the point of finding, I have them look at assignments on how commercials are showing getting older, and they're showing older people as just dumb. You know, and something that you don't want. And so, of course, that's going to get into anyone's psyche and say, you know what? I don't want to look old. I don't want to be old.
Yeah.
And that is the problem.
I think society definitely looks down on it. Like you said, the ads, they are constantly promoting Botox and fillers and things like that. Again, just how you take care of yourself. But to me, getting older is wisdom. You know, I want this wisdom. I want, what the other people have. But society does tend to look down on old age. Unless you're bad, then you're celebrated for being the odd. Like, oh, she's bad for this age, or she's 70 and she fly, or she's 70 and she's, lifts all these weights and looks good. But in general.
Yeah, I think it's the way media conditions us as we get older. Like, we're being bombarded with images of tall, young, slim, big now BBLs and big filler lips and skin like this, it's like
Tight.
I mean everybody
Glass
wants
skin they're promoting.
everybody wants to look young. I mean we could name celebrities down the line of who spends money, and it's also, I think too, it's just it's a money thing too.
Sure.
It's like it's a
Yeah.
profit, it's a business, a big business
Yes.
as well for maintaining youth, because everybody wants to stay young. But for me, I feel like it's internal, like you all said. It's a mindset, and it's how your energy and how you present yourself to the public, to the people around you. Age, like, if I would be like, oh yeah, she acting old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you acting old today.
Yeah.
You don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Or you
Right.
just downing the younger people. Let them live. Let them do. So just embracing the time that you're in. Yeah.
So we mentioned Botox and BBL. I had to look up what BBL meant because I didn't know.
real?
I did.
You did not know what a
I did.
BBL
I had
stand
never
for?
heard of it.
Oh, wow.
It's not on my radar at all. So for those who don't know, it means Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
Because there might be some folks like me who didn't know.
I was like,
I didn't know it was Brazilian. I knew
Yeah,
it was
Brazilian butt
something.
lift.
Okay.
Yes.
So as we're talking about or considering cosmetic stuff like Botox, fillers, a BBL, would you guys consider doing any of that to enhance your youthful look?
No,
Yes.
because you're going to continue.
Yes.
You're going to continue.
Yes.
Because most people that have to do those fillers, most people that have to do all of that cosmetic work, you have to keep doing it. It's not going to last forever. And you look horrible when at some point, because it's not going to take. It's not going to keep taking. And I mean, Joan Rivers, let's
I think she was
let's
having
call
more
it out.
than just Botox and fillers. I think she was having like facelifts.
But she
and
still was
stuff.
But it's
mission to
still,
look
it was
younger.
still the same thing,
Yeah.
though.
The mindset,
and,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me personally, when I look at people that's had work, I'm like, oh, she has some work. And for me, it just doesn't look authentic. It doesn't look real. So me personally, no, I'm going to embrace, the way that I look. I'm going to try my best to do what I need to do. And hey, love me for how I am.
Yeah, I'm staying away from knives and needles personally. I will stay on what I'm
And
doing
infection,
now.
maybe.
Okay, right. I will stay what I'm doing now, and that's eating right, exercise, laughing, and being active.
There you
and
go.
keeping drama and toxicity away from me. That's gonna be me.
Okay, so I do believe in a good Botox. Okay. So I do, I'm on cutback season, so I haven't had it in a while. However, I do believe in Botox, and I have had fillers before as well. So here's the thing too, like, it's the mindset around it. Like, are you happy with yourself? Because there are some people that get these procedures and they keep going overboard and they don't look good because they keep going. That's with fillers. That's why you see some of these celebrities that look like a big pillow face or what have you, is they're just too plumped up. But I know plenty of women that get Botox and fillers on a regular, and they look amazing, and you would not be able to tell. And Botox can be it can help with like wrinkles, like preventative.
And migraines.
And migraines, yeah.
And sweat glands, I'm hearing too.
Yeah. So yeah, yes, I love Botox.
So me, I'm curious about everything. So I would go under knife. I have not. I would try a procedure, but I was talked out of Botox by several doctors about when the adverse effects later, you won't like yourself after you keep doing it. You need that. But I'm interested. If somebody's telling me now they have a Korean facial, you don't have to use a filter sometimes. So I am interested in new things that come out. When they said microderm, like I try all kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I'm like,
a
really?
good guinea pig.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to
doctors.
see what it's gonna do, or if it can. I don't always try things, but I definitely would. And I went for other, I went at one point for a tummy tuck, and they said, well, what you gonna do about your butt? I'm like, what about my butt? So they said, we recommend a mini BBL for you for more of a lift, and you are getting older and things do drop. So I was like, okay, well, maybe.
Get a good
I never
girdle.
thought so, but at the end of the day, oh yeah. So curious,
Well, it's really interesting to think about how different societies think about aging and think about our elders. Some years ago, I read this book called The Healing Wisdom of Africa.
Yes.
And it talked about how, and I forget the country that the author was from, but he talked about that where he grew up, wrinkles were seen as something to be revered. It was seen as something of reverence, because when you looked older, that means that you earned the right to have that respect. You had earned the right to be a pillar of society. And when you look young, in that society, you don't have that kind of respect that the elders have. So it's just really interesting to kind of, compare how different societies, the meaning that they place on aging,
Right.
and the meaning that they place on, on getting older. So Gigi, you kind of talked about this earlier, but of course, as we get old, things are going to sag, your breasts going to get low, things move around,
Yes, they do.
So how do we balance aging with, feeling our best, not just looking our best, but feeling our best?
Yes.
You got to do a lot of inner work, number one. So like healing and just being unbothered really, and not being as emotional. It's kind of hard when you premenopausal, but anyways, I feel like it can start there, and learning how to enjoy your own company
Yes.
as well, right?
So what I would say is that, with the whole aging thing for me, like, we start with our body. We still have our body, right? But our body is going through these transformations. And so what you see in the mirror is getting different. Like it's changing.
Yeah.
So, and then as we get old and you get towards menopause and stuff, then things are sticking, like longer.
They don't
So
leave.
I'm like, what is going on? So I'm definitely, I love myself. I'm confident in everything, but I do see the change and I don't like it.
Like physically.
I physically don't like it. So that's kind of like where I'm at. So that's why, I do believe in technology. So, hey, if there's a way to get something sucked out or whatever, I would like to get that done. But,
Me too.
That's a whole other thing, but yeah, it's that part. It's like, we've been with this body our whole lives and we're seeing it change, like gray hairs and in places, where you're like,
All
what?
places.
and other changes.
I think it's a little bit on how you grew up as well, maybe. Within my family dynamics on both sides, my mom and my dad's side, as well as my mom, you know, my mom is 83 years old, and when I look at her, I see beauty. My mom has aged gracefully, okay? She looks good. We walk down the street, she's still, you know, people are like, oh, your hair is so pretty, and it's all gray. So my mentality is different. My mindset is different. I'm okay with getting older. I don't always like every single part of it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like taking off my bra and my breast saying hi to my knees. But, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I don't try to compare myself to the younger 20-year-old Tamika anymore. And I had to get away from that and say, now I have to embrace the new 50-year-old Tamika, and it's okay. And, you know, as I said, in my family, you know, we had a lot of respect for our elders, and it was about them being wise. It was them being beautiful the way that they are and the age they are. So I think we have to get away from comparing ourselves to the younger person because, hey, now we're wiser, you know, so maybe hang on to the things that are better as you have gotten older.
I totally agree with all of that. Yeah, definitely. And I also, again, am a firm believer if there's technology out there that can help, you know, I'm all for that as well.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, mine is not societal. It's just like if I look and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't care what society doing. It's just that I might. And it's not because I'm trying to look younger. But, you know, of course, you still want, you know, what you have. If things drop, things, you know, sag or different things, you just want. And I'm also curious. And can this technology really change this? You know, that's my point of view.
Yeah.
And one of the things that came to mind as we were talking about our bodies changing
Yes.
is this sense of loss. You know, and I never really thought about it before now. It's really a sense of loss. Oh, I'm losing how things were before.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I liked how things were before.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that I'm not in control of, you know, losing the way things were before. So that's something interesting to consider, you know, in terms of
Definitely, because I don't wear shorts anymore. I have to wear stockings. And people are like, you wear stockings? Yes, because my knees are the fool. So things, cellulite, I don't like the way it looks. So now I have to say, okay, I'm just not going to wear those things that I used to wear.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the end of it.
when you were talking about your mom, it made me think of, so how do we describe what aging beautifully means, like, or what aging with grace means? You did that beautiful description of your mom.
I was going to say, my mom, she'll be 70 this year.
And she does not look it.
And she does not look it at all. She looks so young, but she
Yes.
does go to hip, old school aerobics class a couple times a week.
There
She
you
walks
go.
the waterfront. She's always been an avid walker. She eats healthy. Most of the time, she's vegetarian / pescatarian. I mean, so she's always taking care of herself.
There it is.
She's managed her weight for years. She's, you know, I don't think ever weighed over like 140 pounds. You know, so I mean, she's really, you know, takes pride in that. So that's what aging. And she goes to events and parties and the senior, you know, she's very active. So that's what aging gracefully to me too. And my
Absolutely.
father, he's at all kind of things too. And he's, you know, he shows up and he has good energy and it's inside you. So aging gracefully, showing up for your family, for your people, supported with a good attitude. They love a theme party. I mean, they're just fun.
Yes.
You know, both
Yes.
sides, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a book called The Blue Zones, and I forget the author, but I watched the documentary, and it was just mind blowing. So aging gracefully means to me is having, like you said, Simona, is being active, being happy within yourself, right? So one of the common threads that they talked about is that these people had a sense of community. They were active, not necessarily going to the gym, but they were active in their own daily routines. And a lot of them drank alcohol. So that was part of the social, and they were like revered as like the older, like the wise people, you know? So yeah, that's what aging gracefully means to me, you know, is being active in all of those things that you guys discussed.
Yeah, there was a lady that was on one of those talk shows. She was 100, turning 106, something like that. She was from the South, and they asked, everyone wanted to know. She just did not look it, first of all, because she's still very comprehensive, right? And they asked her, what is your secret? And one thing that stood out was she said, never stop moving.
There it is.
So never stop moving, and not like in a fitness kind of certain way, but just stay active and stay busy. Keep your mind going.
That's right.
Keep those motors running, you know, internally as well,
Yes.
and laugh. And
Yes.
she said she never. She removed anything that was like that didn't no longer serve her.
That's right.
Yep.
Decrease stress.
But that keep moving, that was like her first. She didn't even hesitate to answer. She was like, never stop moving. And that definitely stood out. So aging gracefully just means just keeping up, like just staying active.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, here's another quote for us to consider. Life and aging are the greatest gifts that we could possibly ever have.
Absolutely.
And I don't think people think about aging as a gift. What do you guys think about this quote? Life and aging are the greatest gifts that we could possibly ever have.
I mean, for me, I just think that that's like living. That's life, right? So every day that we have on this earth that we are alive is a gift, right? So if we're aging, if we're reaching this age, this is a gift.
This is a gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like too, like what you said, but also when you're aging, you're gaining wisdom and you're
Absolutely.
gaining experience. So if you stop aging, you don't have that opportunity to learn.
Right. Now, and I look at it too. I mean, it is a wonderful gift. Both of them. When people, I say, "How old are you?" Well, you're not supposed to ask people's age. Why? Some people haven't
know
made
why
it
it's an
this
issue.
far.
Right.
I'm
But
over
we're
that
raised
part,
that
too.
way.
I'm over
But even
that.
when the guys say, "Well, I can't ask," no, you can. You know, I'm proud to be this age. But people, I think it's a gift when people say, "I have a birthday, but I'm not going to tell you the age."
Right.
You know, it's like, no, you should celebrate that you made it thus far. You know,
Yes.
life, it's a gift every day. I pray and thank God every day for waking up and, you know, covering my family and friends, everything, you know, and business and all that, but definitely a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I used to hide my age on social media all the time. Everybody would be like, 40s, you in your 40s. But now if you go on my social media platforms, you will see I am embracing this journey to 50 years old.
Yes.
And I am
Yes.
so
Yeah.
blessed.
I'm excited about
and
it.
I'm so grateful,
Yes.
forever grateful for even being here and seeing and learning and transitioning and just pivoting and experiencing everything that I have.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So has aging been an advantage or a disadvantage in your business or your leadership roles?
It has definitely been an advantage in
Exactly.
my role.
Yes.
So, as a contractor for recreation therapist, as well as revamping programs for people with disabilities, I needed to have year-long experience and have gained knowledge and skills over the years in order to even pour into other rec therapists. And so one of my contracts, that's exactly what I do, is I help them design their programs. And they're brand new. They haven't lived as long as I have. They have not experienced how to implement these groups, how to adapt these groups so that everyone is able to participate in success. And because I've gone through different challenges, I'm able to give them different directions and give them, insight, if it didn't go well this time, that's all right. Tweak it and do it this way. And so I'm able to pour into people so much more, and I'm able to design these programs more at ease and make them something to blow their mind that they never would have thought can even happen. So in general, for me, it's definitely been a blessing.
I think for me too, it has been. I remember when I first started as an agent, I felt like such a newbie and I was so young. And I remember one of my mentors at one point, she was like, Carla, you're now like, I don't know, at this point I was like 30 something years old. She was like, you earned it now. Like now, you know, so I feel now at the age that I am because I do have the experience. I do have I have experience, like I have knowledge that I can now be confident about, and people see that as well.
And I think
You
it's
know,
helped me as
younger.
well too, because people say, "Well, how long have you been doing this?"
Yeah.
Or even, you know, back in the day, they said, "Well, if you're going to write a check, don't do the first check numbers. You know, they want to see you have more orders, or if you do a PO, don't start at order number one. You know,
Right.
start higher,
Yeah.
because people want to see that there has been some experience,
Some
and
length,
some
the
previous.
history, yep.
You open up a store, that, well, how many orders have she had? You know, how long have you been in business since? You know, so people do respect the journey and the aging when it comes to business.
So what's so funny to me is now that we're talking, on one end, people physically don't like aging, but on internal, as far as your brain and what you know, knowledge and skills, they want people with age. You see the difference? And so it's funny how society is today. And I wish that we would embrace the fact that all of the above. Let's look at, you know, the aging process, and let's look at, oh, now they know more. Let's seek their knowledge. Let's go to them and ask questions, you know, embrace the way they look. And it is helping that some of our people, like Miss Angela Bassett, is looking so good. But I think it's giving people more confident now of aging than it used to be.
Yeah, I think social media has definitely helped with that. There's definitely some bad ladies, like looking bad, meaning good.
Yes.
Yeah, Angela Bassett
Yes.
is definitely one of those ladies. They look good.
They look good.
really,
Angela
really
looks
good.
Yeah, my friend actually dresses her down in Los Angeles. Shout out to Jay Lynn. But but I say, well, people our age do respect it. But when I'm talking to my 23-year-old
don't.
daughter, my
That's a
nephew
good
that's
point.
20, you know, they
We're
don't.
old.
They think we're old.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we say go to a job interview this way, oh, well, you can just do it this way now.
Yeah.
You don't have to. So some
Yeah.
of the things we have or things I've said, listen, I've been through this. And they can say, well, let me look on Google or call an AI robot now and verify what you said. And if the robot says it's okay, my nephew, he's like, he won't believe nothing me and my mom say, but the robot has to validate, or Mr. Google, then it's right. So he doesn't have that same, you know, he thinks our thought processes are old.
But that's our American culture has shaped them to feel that way. And that's not how it is in other cultures. You know, I watch documentaries, and in Southern cultures, it's all about having your aged parent live with you, because they give you the knowledge. They're the ones that you seek, you know, answers when things
If
happen.
they don't get too censored and go into the social, because I've seen some now, a shift. I've seen a shift. Even I was at the nail shop yesterday, and
But
the
that's
guys that work
America.
there,
You're still in
no,
America.
All right, but still
Yeah.
the people wasn't American, and they grew up with that other culture. And they play in the trap music and have it on, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's
They've
not
been
the same.
Americanized.
Yeah, so I've seen it. So you know,
Yeah.
if they're young enough and they've
Yeah.
been on the internet, they
That's
get
true.
sucked in, and now they don't respect that old school culture because them people are old now. You know,
But you know how
people do
like
it that way.
But you know how like back in the day, like people back then looked older.
Yeah.
Even
They
us.
did look
They
older.
looked old. They
They
were
did.
super
Yeah.
like wrinkly and
Right.
gray.
Dressed,
Yes.
Yeah, like
older.
the 60-year-olds back then
Yes.
don't look like no Angela Bassett today.
But there's a
Back
difference
then.
of the way we're eating as well, I think.
That and just I think it's the way we just living, like
Yeah.
Living,
eating,
yes.
living,
Yeah.
just
Yes.
this different ways that
Right.
people are just staying younger.
Yes.
You know, we now have things that we can that help our skincare and
Right.
our hair
Right.
not go, turn gray as
Right.
fast.
Yeah.
So
And we're more active. I know
More
that.
active, yeah.
My great aunt and my grandmother and them, they stayed mostly in the house. They really didn't exercise as much.
Right.
And you know, for my family, the women were mostly in the house, taking care of the household, taking care of things, you know, right in the house or right outside of the house. And they weren't as active. They weren't worried about dressing up and going out. And I think the grandmothers today, not the grandmothers that are really, really young, because we got a lot of really young
I was
grandmothers.
like,
But
you
even,
said
but
young
even,
grandmothers.
but even, you know, the grandmothers at the old standard age.
Yes.
You know, they're more active. They're going out more. They have more social events to attend, and so I think that kind of gives them that oomph of feeling and being more embracing of
it's
the
the
getting
feeling
older.
of
Yeah.
feeling young.
They have more to do. They have
Yeah.
more to do
Oh,
outside
they
the
do.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more options.
Yes.
So as we're thinking about self-care, what are some of your self-care non-negotiables as you age with grace?
Botox. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know.
Mine's is working out. Like that's a non-negotiable. I don't even feel right if I'm not. And this excludes walking my dog, you know. But I mean, literally going in the gym. So strength training is a non-negotiable for me. And followed by that, you are kind of like you're driven into more eating better and like
Yes.
drinking more water and doing more meditation. And yoga and things like that, being more in nature. You just appreciate things that are in front of you.
Yeah.
So, but it starts with keeping my body physically active.
Yeah.
So I ditto for, you know, Gigi, everything that she said. But I'm gonna add one for me is being the least amount of stress in my life as possible. So I value peace more than anything else now. And I find that makes me feel just better overall. It gives me the refreshness that I need and the energy and the feeling good about myself to where I want to do those other things.
Yeah.
But stress-free and just going more towards peace and understanding that it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah,
It's okay for me
absolutely.
to say no, and I don't have to give you a reason.
No,
But I was gonna say working out too. I always try to keep it if I fall off, but that's non-negotiable. And then my massages, I like to do that for myself.
girl,
Like go get a
once a
massage for my body, and just it helps. We should be doing it anyway. Everybody should be
Yeah.
getting massages to keep things flowing. But that's something I really like to go do. And I get the latest appointment in the evening. Take my shower, go there, and then go home, and I can go straight to sleep.
Yep.
It's so relaxing. I never do them in the morning or day, but I like when it's evening, it's darker, and then go unless I'm at a spa,
I was just about
day
to say
spa
that.
thing. But but when I book my own in my own zone, it's going to
Yeah.
be late and go home.
Good for you.
Sleep.
I agree.
Sleep is a non-negotiable for me too.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Well,
Look,
yeah, I
I'm
have
in
to
the
say that
bed
one.
by 8. Don't call. It's a no.
I'm gonna call
After
you
8.
at 8.
Okay. I was like,
She'll be down at the bar. Don't worry.
Well, I drink warm lemon water every morning with pink Himalayan salt.
hello.
Oh, okay.
And I love it. I feel like
Gives
it
you energy.
hydrates my cells.
Yes.
I feel dehydrated if I don't. So that's one of mine. And then a part of my self-care is how I book my calendar. I have started being intentional about booking in travel time on the front end and the back end because I don't want to be in a
Think
rush.
about that.
I don't want
Okay.
to be hurried. I don't like what it does
real,
for
slow
me, in
mornings.
terms of my anxiety. So I like to be at peace with how I'm booking my calendar. I know I got plenty of time to get here, so that helps me.
And if I'm late, I'm late.
Me too.
Look,
No,
that's another-
Simona.
that, right.
I mean,
Don't even
people can get
I don't
stressed
even know
out. I'm
why
not.
you said that comment, Tamika.
Right.
Well, when I mean late, I mean 1 or 2 minutes.
No, I don't know why.
That's scratching the surface.
So what are some of the, because we're going to move away from that. So what are some of the, bring it back, Ms. Carla. So what are some of the intergenerational conversations? What are some of the intergenerational conversations that should be having more often between grandmothers, mothers, daughters, aunties around aging with grace?
We have to lead by example. So
Yes.
myself, my daughter needs to see me listening to my mom, asking my mom questions, embracing, the way she's looking, the way she's dressing. And then my daughter coming with me and I'm asking her questions. So I think pouring into each other, letting each generation see the respect that we have for each other, and just embracing that, just talking.
Love that. Yeah,
Talking.
that's really good. I was gonna say, yeah, and I think they should see that as an example too. And I'm not the best example of it, but I know my dad and them are from Florida, my mom and them from California. When I go down south, my aunties and great, elders talk like that. You respect your elders, and they did this, and you learn these levels of respect.
Absolutely.
You say yes, ma'am. You give respect. You do respectful things. You go to the grocery store with your grandmother still, like I did when I was younger. But now these new people, generation, especially, they'll DoorDash your grandmother some food if they need it.
Yeah.
So you cook for them. So I learned both sides, but I do think we need to have those conversations there.
mean, like,
So it's a
These
lack of
traditions.
time together.
Yeah.
A lack of quality time together
Yes.
is what you're saying too.
Well, it's just if you do it their way, they may not want to do a dinner together. Let's just go grab
Exactly.
something to eat, Mom. Let's not, do this. Let's not learn down south. Say no. You need to learn how to make greens. I used to buy chopped greens until my auntie came from Florida. Kept saying chopped green, fresh. No, you go. And she showed me how to soak them and chop. So no, we're gonna do this Thanksgiving together, and you're gonna cook everything with me, and I'm gonna show you because I was like, oh no, my cousin bringing mac and my mom. She's like, you doing the. So
That's
she
right.
spent that time with me so you could learn. You stop delegating.
Yeah.
So I need to see that.
Ooh, so we have been talking on this episode about aging with grace.
Yes.
We have talked about how aging is such a mindset, right? The mindset that we have around aging, embracing it as a gift, being mindful of our self-care as we age, and sort of the differences between our physical aging, but also the wisdom that we gain when we age. So we have a challenge for our audience, something that we want you to reflect on. Yeah. So this week, we want you to do something that taps into your personal fountain of youth. Because remember, Sophia Loren talked about it being a fountain of youth, right? So do something that taps into your personal fountain of youth, whether that's dancing or writing. It might be learning something new.
Those good hobbies.
Yes, it might be journaling. It might be going for a walk, whatever that is, or maybe even reconnecting with someone that you love. And then we want you to share your moment with us. Share it in the comments and tag us using Aging with Grace. How about that?
There it is. I
that.
love it.
That's
I love
good.
it.
All right, so before we sign off, we want to give some thanks and a shout out to Brother Percy Robinson of L3
Percy.
Media, taking care of us behind the scenes.
Yes.
And until the next episode, stay true to yourself and remember, let's mind our business.